Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so if you're listening, maybe you're that returning student at the University of Arizona Global Campus,
hmm
and you're hitting week 3, maybe in Professor Bond's class, and looking at that discussion post-assignment thinking, okay, where do I start?
Yeah, if that's you, you're definitely in the right place. We know coming back to school, especially online,
Yeah.
juggling everything else, it's a lot.
It really is.
So today, our whole goal, our mission, is to kind of give you the express lane through your readings. We're talking Chapter 1 on success, Chapter 13 on career planning, and Chapter 8 on those crucial reading strategies.
Exactly. And we're not just going to skim them. We want to connect the dots for you. Like, how do these ideas actually help you write that specific discussion post?
Right. We'll pull out some, maybe surprising facts, definitely practical tips, and give you a solid framework.
Think of it less like homework help and more like getting the inside track. Not just for this one post, but for the whole semester, your whole degree, really.
Okay, so where do we begin? Well, like any journey, you need a destination, right? And you need to know why you're going. For college, especially returning, it starts with values, goals, and motivation.
Planning and goal setting. Sounds basic, but the research says it's absolutely key, doesn't it?
Paramount, yeah.
Yeah.
And the foundation for all that planning, it's identifying your personal values. These are your core beliefs, the principles that guide you, like an internal compass.
A compass, I like that. It helps you figure out what direction to head in.
Precisely. They shape your decisions, what you care about, what genuinely makes you tick.
And for someone juggling work, family, and school again, those values might feel like they're pulling in different directions sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. That's where priorities come in. Priorities flow from your values, but they're about where you put your time and energy right now.
Ah, okay.
The textbook has that determining your values exercise. It helps you rank them. Maybe achievement is high, but so is family. How do you balance that when you have a paper due and a family commitment? That's setting priorities in action. It's about making conscious choices.
Okay, so you figured out your why, your values and priorities. How do you turn that into, well, actual steps, things you can do?
That brings us to SMART goals. And this isn't just some catchy acronym. It's a really effective framework.
Specific, measurable, achievable,
Yeah,
relevant, and time-bound. Right.
exactly. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. And here's something fascinating. The reading points out people who actually write down their SMART goals. They're almost twice as likely to achieve them.
Wow, just writing it down makes that much difference.
Yeah, compared to just keeping it vague in your head, it turns a wish into a plan.
So let's take an example. Maybe someone's thinking, I want to do well this semester. How does SMART make that, well, smarter?
Doing well is too vague. The book gives a good SMART version. I will earn at least a 3.0 GPA next semester. See? It's specific 3.0 GPA. Measurable, check your grades. Achievable, hopefully realistic. Relevant, definitely to school. And time-bound next semester.
Makes sense. Compared to something like, I want to graduate someday. Much better to say, I will graduate with my bachelor's degree in X in 4 years. Crystal clear.
Totally. So for your discussion post, when it asks for your professional goal draft from the SMART Goal Starter Kit, applying these SMART criteria is exactly how you refine it, make it real.
And these goals aren't just floating around, right? They connect.
Definitely. Short-term goals are the stepping stones to your long-term ones. So for you, finishing this week 3 discussion post, that's a short-term goal directly feeding into your long-term goal of getting that degree and moving forward professionally. Each step counts.
Okay, map set. Goals defined. But what about the fuel? How do you keep going when things get tough or, life happens? Let's talk motivation.
Ah, yes, motivation. The sources break it down into 2 main types, intrinsic and extrinsic.
Intrinsic is the internal stuff. Like, you do it because you love it.
Exactly. You're driven by your interests, enjoyment, your values. The example used is a child who loves drawing. They just do it for hours, for the fun of it.
And extrinsic, that's the external rewards, right? Or avoiding punishment.
Yep. The same child might only do their spelling homework because they want ice cream afterwards, or they don't want to lose screen time. The driver isn't the spelling itself.
Huh. I confess I've definitely bribed myself with rewards to get through tough tasks. It works surprisingly well.
It does. And the text points out, adults aren't really different. Promising yourself a small extrinsic reward like that ice cream or maybe 30 minutes of your favorite show after you finish that challenging essay, that can be a really useful trick to stay motivated, especially for longer goals where the inner drive might dip a bit.
Good tip. And the readings also mention Malcolm Knowles' ideas about why adults learn. These 4 contexts.
Right, Knowles' 4 contexts. First, the practical context. learning. You need it for real-life stuff, like a new job skill or managing finances.
Makes sense. Then the personal context.
That's learning, driven by personal goals improving your life, mastering a hobby you love.
Okay. What about experiential?
That's about connecting the dots from your past experiences, making sense of things you've learned through life.
And the last one, idealistic.
That's learning just for the sheer joy of it, exploring ideas because you're curious. So thinking about why you specifically came back to college, now which of these contexts fits best? Knowing that can really boost your confidence. Understanding your why.
Okay, so we've got our values, our SMART goals, a handle on motivation. Now let's connect this to the bigger picture, your career. Chapter 13 talks about career planning.
Yes, and the key idea here is that career planning isn't something you do once and forget. It's an ongoing cycle, a career roadmap.
A cycle. What are the steps?
It basically involves knowing yourself, exploring options, assessing what you know, and gaining more knowledge, and then eventually preparing for a job search.
It keeps
circling back as you learn and grow.
Let's start with knowing yourself. The book talks about your toolkit.
Right. Your KSA's knowledge, skills, and abilities. That's what employers are looking for. What do you know? What can you do? And how well can you do it?
How do you figure that out, besides just, thinking about it?
Well, self-reflection is key. Ask yourself, what do people tend to ask me for help with? Keeping a career journal can also work. But don't stop there.
Get outside perspective.
Exactly. Ask people who know you well, friends, family, maybe find a mentor. What strengths do they see in you? It's not about letting them choose your path, but about getting that valuable self-awareness.
Okay, now this next bit about skills feels super relevant for that discussion post. The difference between hard skills and soft skills.
Crucial difference. Hard skills are the teachable, technical things you list on a resume, like knowing a specific software, speaking Spanish, operating machinery.
Got it. Tangible stuff.
Yeah. Soft skills are more about how you work and interact with others. Things like communication, teamwork, problem-solving, integrity, professionalism, they're developed over time.
And the reading mentioned a soft skills gap. Employers are actually finding it hard to hire people with good soft skills.
It's a major point. Employers consistently report this. The book uses that great doctor analogy. You want the doctor who communicates well and shows empathy, right? Not just the one who knows the medicine but has zero bedside manner.
Absolutely. Makes a huge difference.
Soft skills are also what gets you promoted and help you really stand out. And NAE, the National Association of Colleges and Employers, lists the top ones employers want.
This is perfect for the discussion post prompt about explain 3 skills you will need to learn. What are those top skills?
Oral and written communication is huge, like 80% of employers want that. Then professionalism, leadership, teamwork, being savvy with digital technology, career management, critical thinking, problem solving, and also global or intercultural fluency. Focusing on developing these is smart.
So know yourself, know the skills. What about exploring options? How do you find out what jobs are actually like?
Reading helps. The Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Outlook Handbook, or OneIt, which we'll get to, professional association websites. Those give you the textbook info.
But you need real-world experience too, right?
Definitely. Get involved, volunteer, join clubs, and internships are huge. That NC survey found about 75% of students felt internships boosted their professionalism, teamwork, communication. It's real experience.
There are other ways too, like externships or job shadowing.
Yep, externships, fieldwork, job shadowing. They offer shorter glimpses into a profession, still very valuable for exploring.
Okay, let's get specific for the discussion post. It asks you to use ONET Online to find an occupational job listing. What exactly is ONET?
ONET Online is a fantastic resource from the U.S. Department of Labor. It's designed to help people figure out, what jobs match my skills, or what skills do I actually need for this specific job. It gives super detailed info on tasks, knowledge needed, typical skills, even salary ranges. It's invaluable for research.
Perfect. And the post also asks to name a professional association you could join or a business owner you could shadow. Why are those important?
Professional associations are gold mines for networking. You meet people in the field, learn about trends, get insider info. Shadowing gives you that direct day-in-the-life view. Does the reality match what you imagined? Both are great ways to explore and connect.
All right, so career planning is ongoing, but right now our listener is facing coursework, which means reading, a lot of it.
And Chapter 8 stresses this. Academic reading is not like reading a novel for fun.
It's active, not passive.
Totally. It demands your full attention. You need to engage critically, look for details, main ideas, how things connect. You're not just absorbing, you're questioning, analyzing, preparing to use the information.
For someone maybe a bit rusty with academic texts, what are some good active reading strategies?
Annotating is key. Don't just highlight everything. Be selective. Use notes in the margin, maybe different colors for themes, question marks for confusing bits. Also, try keeping a reading journal. Jot down initial reactions, questions, ideas for discussion posts. It makes the learning stick.
What about those systems like Sui3R or Thieves? Do they really help?
They can be super helpful, especially for textbooks. C3R survey, question, read, recite, review gives you a structured approach. Thieves looking at title, headings, introduction, every first sentence, visuals, vocabulary, and questions. Summary helps you get the lay of the land before diving in deep. Creates a mental map.
And recursive reading. That sounds intense.
It just means rereading. Good academic reading isn't linear, it's circular. You revisit sections, maybe after learning something new, to deepen your understanding. You access prior knowledge, ask new questions, infer meaning, learn vocabulary, evaluate arguments, and apply it. It's about layers of understanding.
Now, here's where it gets really practical for that assignment. These reading strategies, they apply to the instructions too, right?
Oh, absolutely critical. So many points are lost because students misread the prompt. You have to actively read the assignment instructions themselves. Look for the key words, the important nouns and verbs.
And especially the action verbs.
Yes. Those tell you exactly what your Professor Bond, in this case, expects you to do. Verbs like define, explain, analyze, compare, evaluate, describe, list. Each one asks for a different kind of response.
So define is just the meaning. Explain needs reasons, the why or how. Analyze means break it down, find patterns, don't just summarize.
Exactly. Knowing these helps you hit every part of the prompt. For your discussion post, you need to name a job, explain skills, describe resources, list roadblocks, reflect. Those verbs are your instructions.
Speaking of the discussion post, Chapter 8 gives specific tips for those too, right?
It does. Read the requirements carefully, answer all parts of the question, contribute meaningfully, show you understand the material and can think critically about it. And for your post, it specifically says, relate the topic to your own experiences.
That's a direct hit for this assignment. And use evidence, right? Cite the text or outside research.
Yes, support your points. And proofread. Grammar, spelling, punctuation, they matter. Your grade likely depends on content, completeness, and quality.
Tone is important too. Informal, conversational, but still professional college writing.
Right. No slang, no emojis. It's okay to explore ideas, even change your mind. That's learning. And always check the rubric. It tells you exactly how you'll be graded, probably on things like content, skill development, engagement, communication.
Okay, switching gears slightly, but still super relevant. Roadblocks. They happen. And the discussion post asks you to anticipate them.
Right, you need to list 3 potential roadblocks.
Yeah.
And 3 strategies to overcome them for your final project goal. Life happens, plans get disrupted.
What kind of challenges does Chapter 1 touch on?
It talks about things like negative bias, our tendency to focus on the bad stuff, like stressing about the one question you missed instead of the 19 you got right.
How do you fight that?
Be aware of it. Consciously focus on positives. Maybe keep a quick journal of accomplishments or things you're grateful for. Small things, but they help shift perspective.
What else? Managing change.
Yes, change is constant. Internal things shift, external factors pop up, work schedule changes, family needs, whatever. The key is asking yourself, what can I control here? Do I need to adjust my goals or plans? And crucially, what resources can help me? Adaptability is huge.
And asking for help. That's a big one. It feels hard sometimes, but it's a strength.
Absolutely. It builds your support network, creates accountability. Hey, think about it. Even just talking through a problem with someone else can make a huge difference. Your discussion post even asks you to describe 2 people or professional resources who can help you achieve your professional goal.
So who's in that support system?
Well, family and friends, for sure. They know you, they can offer perspective, help manage stress. But you got to communicate clearly what you need from them. Maybe quiet study time, maybe just encouragement.
And in faculty, like Professor Bond.
Definitely. Instructors want you to succeed. They're a key resource. Approach them professionally, be prepared with questions, respect their time, use their title. Don't hesitate to reach out. They're there to guide you.
Even work colleagues or supervisors could be part of it.
For sure. They might offer flexibility or maybe insights that connects what you're learning to your actual job. Talking about what you're learning might even impress your boss.
Wow. Okay. So we've really covered the bases today, haven't we? From values and SMART goals
Uh-huh. Through career planning, understanding skills using ONET.
to mastering those readings with active strategies, tackling the discussion post, and building that support network.
Yeah. Hopefully this gives you, our listener at UAGC, a really clear path for not just this week 3 post, but, for the bigger picture.
Exactly. These aren't just academic hoops to jump through. These are skills for your entire journey, school, career, everything.
You're already taking a huge step by being back in school. You're building these skills right now.
So here's a final thought to take with you as you dive into that discussion post and the rest of your course. How can consciously using these strategies, setting clear goals, actively reading, seeking support, how can that change not just how you do assignments, but how you experience learning itself? How does it shift you from just being a student to being, well, a really skilled navigator of your own education and future?